Welcome to the Hunting Humans podcast. My name is Sunny Baby, and today we're with the JUUGBOIIXANTANA. We are Hunting Humans, and today we have Florida, Tampa's own JUUGBOIIXANTANA. Really quick, I just want to clarify, is Xantana or Santana?
Xantana with the X.
That's what I thought. Okay. I just want to make sure that I was pronouncing it right because I know some people spell it the same way, but they say it one way or another.
Yes.
But before we get started with like the questions and everything like that, there's one thing I wanted to tell you. I've been waiting to tell you this. And that is, it was a while back, like I want to say like a month ago or a few weeks ago. I was camping with the homies. And we're bumping, drinking, doing what we do, blah, 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 blah. And the homie put on Really Juggin'. And I was like, yo, who is this? I'm like, yo, this shit goes hard. And he's like, oh, you gotta check out my boy, blah, 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 blah. And he kept playing all your shit. And I was like, yo, this is fucking hard. And that's how I got introduced to you. And I fucked with your shit so hard. That's when I decided to make the video about you. Because usually, like, when I'm making videos and shit like that, I have to care about what I'm talking about in order for me to give a fuck. But
Yeah,
you go and I'm
like, man. Like, that's another thing, bro. Like, it's cool, like, that somebody like showed you in real life, because that's always a lot more powerful than just like someone sending you finding that shit, bro. And I would definitely like to meet, bro. That showed you my shit, because I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. That's how I came across you. That's how I started getting into your music and everything like that. And so go ahead and explain to me as a new fan and to everybody else who are going to be new fans, who is JUUGBOIIXANTANA? Take me back from the beginning.
Bro, I've been rapping. Like, a lot of people don't know that I've pretty much rapped my whole life, but like I went under like different names at first, just like usually I went by my actual name or like my initials of my name. I ain't never really have like a rap name or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's just kind of like the runaround of like how I got into it. Like, I didn't never really make a SoundCloud or nothing at first. I just kind of like I like to rap, so I just like was fucking around, like just making songs and shit.
Right.
Bro, like I was making like fucking like just all sorts of like future type shit, boom bap shit. Like, I went through a bunch of different little phases, and then one day like I gave up for like maybe like a year or so, and I came back like around like when all the plug shit was coming around, and like you had like GBC was popping off and shit, and SoundCloud wave like kind of started taking off. I like started finding like my sound with this shit like we got now. I came up with the name, just like it was like a nickname I kind of had, and I like, I've been rapping for so long, so like everyone already knew like I rapped, so it was like I just wanted to like, once I started making these songs I got now, like everyone just kind of started fucking with it, like the whole jug shit, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask you about, because from my understanding, the way that you came about your name was you're in the streets, you're doing what you're doing, and a lot of kids, but back when you were in school, used to just call you Jug. Is that correct? Am I right about that?
Yep. Yeah, it was just like my boy would come up because like I was like the worst plug in the world, bro. Like hit the air, like, but like I would do Kids So Green in school, and like and my boy, he just called me Jug a lot. He'd be like, Jug. Started going by Jug, and like the rest of the name, I just had like a little like moniker I was going by on Snapchat, A Santana, and I kind of just combined like the Jug and the Santana and came up with my name pretty much.
Okay, that's facts. That's facts. And would you say from like earlier in career, artists like Slime Cedo, Diego Money were massive inspirations early in your career? Were you listening to them a lot?
really, definitely those artists you just said, and even like you said, like on the TikTok, like Curb Goop,
Yeah.
Lil Bones, Xavier Wolf, Gucci Mane, fucking Lil Wayne, bro.
Hmm.
Lil Wayne, a lot of people don't know, but that's like I copied like his whole like scheme of recording and like everything, bro. And
That's
like
crazy.
I just took a lot of inspiration from everywhere, bro. Like mainly just like trap and like SoundCloud shit though,
Yeah.
for real.
No, that's crazy that you say that because I was doing a live earlier today where people asked me questions about hip hop and somebody was asking me about Wayne and they were saying like who's the GOAT or whatever. And I was thinking, Wayne because Wayne is in my opinion the most influential rapper that we have.
Oh,
And I
right
even
now,
you get what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I even said, I was like, I'm going to do an interview later, and I can guarantee you he's most likely, because I'm going to ask this question, and he's most likely going to say that because there hasn't been a rapper that I've ever spoken to that's never brought up Wayne. So that's facts that you say that.
and
Um,
he like Lil Wayne, like before the influences that he's setting now, he was
hmm.
setting the influence back then, like with the trap and the mixtapes and like all that shit, you know?
Yeah. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. Um,
Yeah, huge inspo for sure.
and so these are like the early influences in your career. This is right now. I want to piece together how we get Jug Boys Antenna. Um, and if you don't mind me asking, from my understanding, your father passed away. Is that correct? When
Yeah, yeah.
okay, and and he left you some tapes. Is that right?
Yeah, they weren't specifically like him rapping on the tapes, but it was a lot of mixes and stuff.
Right, right. And it was like a lot of 50 Cent, Tupac, old school shit, and
Yeah, a lot of crunk era shit, a lot of
yeah.
old school and a lot of OG like trap shit. My dad was into like Houston and like Houston kind of music too. Like he was listening to like Pimp C and Bun B and
Oh,
like
okay. A lot of chopped and screwed shit.
yeah, and that's kind of what got me into like if you listen to my earlier tracks, like I used to chop and screw them. Like
Right.
I used to and I would like do a chop and screw for a run back and like that's where I got that influence from, bro. Because I would do my own chopping and screwing before I even started rapping.
Right, right. See, that's what I was wondering because when I listen to a lot of your music, I get this heavy influence from that era in that specific region. Like when we're talking about we're talking about Texas, we're talking about Atlanta, some Memphis in there too. A lot
Yep.
of like early to
Yeah.
mid 2000s southern early stages of trap to what we eventually get like Gucci and all that shit, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. You said Memphis too, cause I ain't even brought that up yet.
Oh
That's
shit! Tell
crazy.
me, yeah, no, tell me about Memphis. Tell me about Memphis.
I listen to a lot of like Gangsta Pat, Project Pat, 3 6
Oh,
Mafia,
yep,
Tommy, fucking Koopsta.
yep,
Like
yep, yep, yep.
it, I said a lot of basic shit, but like, you know what I mean. It's hard to. Some of that music is rare, bro. Like.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's the
but I,
thing. Like to you, it seems surface level, but I think to the majority of people who watch this, it's not. Like they don't know about Kupska, they don't know about Gangsta Pat, they don't know about all these different artists, and they don't really know about the Memphis scene entirely. But I easily, when I first started listening to your music, I think that's what attracted me to it was that Memphis sound.
yeah, definitely major. It's just there's so many influences, bro. Like
Right.
I, I really enjoy like early hard hitting trap crunk kind of music, bro. And I like to mix that up with the whole plug wave and like the whole like SoundCloud area, because I
Right.
feel like there is a lot of that influence, bro. But I feel like I brought it like a different like version of it. You know what I mean? Like one of my boys told me he said that I wouldn't be here without Paul Wall. And might, you might be right because there's just so many different influences that I feel like there's definitely artists that like have the same influences as me, but I feel like there's different ways of like showing that influence, and I feel like I've tried to show the different ways to implement those kind of things in the into the new era of music, you know.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. And let me ask you this: what would you say is your Mount Rushmore of rap? Your top four biggest influences, rappers. Like, what's your Mount Rushmore of rappers?
Oh man, that is hard. Oh man. Um Gucci, Tupac, uh Lil Wayne, uh damn man. I wanna
That's two out
I
of
wanna
four.
I wanna say we'll say Lil I'm not gonna say Lil Peep. I'm gonna say Bones before Lil Peep.
Okay,
And
okay, Bones. All right.
shit. I hate to admit this, bro, but you even brought it up on your TikTok too, like, bro. Wildin was somewhat of an influence in a way, but
Mm-hmm.
not fully. Like,
Right.
but anyway,
Okay, so we got Pac, Wayne, Wyland, and who? Did you say Gucci? I can't remember. What was that last
Gucci.
one? Gucci. Okay. I
I was too, but you could pick out of any of those. We
yeah.
kind of said
It's hard
it's
to
hard.
like. Yeah, it's hard to narrow it down. Um, and tell me about like South Florida. Like, how is it like growing up there, and how does that like affect your music? How does it shape your music? Especially when you mention artists like Wyland, who's also from the same city, Tampa.
Being down there, I feel like it really like tapped me into a lot of especially a lot of the trends in like the underground right now, just at an earlier time than a lot of the, like people caught on because the plug and like the whole plug and all that started with like Stupid Cool and Mexico Dro
Mm-hmm.
and Mexico Dro from Atlanta and Stupid Cool from Orlando or some shit in Florida. So like that whole plug sound in Florida, like everyone was doing it, bro.
Yeah.
And the way I grew up, like listening to Gucci Mane and shit, like the plug beats had the same kind of vibe to it. And then like Kodak was rapping on the plug beats back at the time too.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was really just like being down there, bro. I was mainly influenced into like more like trap music and shit, just cause the environment down there, bro. Like everybody just listens to that shit, cause
Right.
that's what it is down there. That's our culture. Like I feel like when you go to different parts, like you go to New York, they got their drill. You go to Cali, they got their stuff,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But like down in Florida, I feel like it's definitely like it's got its own little unique. You know, we had X, we had Kodak. Like it's just a
Yeah.
little different, unique rappers coming out of there, bro. And there's different kind of influences you could pick up.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I really, I really think that's a great place to start out of rapping, bro. Because like you're right there by Atlanta, you're right there by
Mm-hmm.
Miami, by Broward, all that. You know,
Yeah. And it's crazy that you say that because before this interview, I was thinking about that. Like, what are the best ways that artists can really start coming up? And it really is like where they started off, right? Like I was saying, like Cardi couldn't really be Cardi if he didn't come from Atlanta, right? Like it's a lot
yeah.
better when when you're surrounded by that type of community. But would you say that same community is it harder because there's so many rappers? Is it harder to stand out? Is it competitive or what is it like?
Like I feel like my city like doesn't show as much love like to artists like me. You know, this or like in the underground, like kind of just like on that kind of wave. Like even like with Wyland, bro, like he's from Tampa, and like I feel like there a lot of people there don't even know him, bro, just because he's more influential like elsewhere. And like you have people like 1900 Rugrat, Glock 9, like
Yeah,
all the rappers coming out, BLP Kosher, all these dudes coming out of
yeah,
Florida. It's like that's the kind of music like that people really want to hear down there. So like if you're not making like that kind of stuff, people are still gonna fuck with it, you know. Like I make like the trap sound and everything, but like down there, like if you're not making that stuff, bro, most of the time they're not even gonna jock it, bro.
yeah. So like,
That's like biggest downfall I feel like of like being out there.
yeah, and when you hear somebody like 1900 Rugrat, was he somebody that already was like bubbling up in the scene for a while before he blew up, or was he just catching a trend and he just went with it and
That's
that's
what I look at it that he just got on a trend and like with the on the radar shit and just he did
yeah,
that remix song and I feel like it was just right place, right time, and
right,
right them, bro. And I'm not taking away from nothing he did, but like you know what I mean, like
right.
there's not like what I'm trying to say is like there's a difference between like being involved in the underground community and then coming up like he did. It's two different things, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Absolutely. No, I
And I
absolutely get what you're saying. Yeah.
out like where I come from for some reason, and I've definitely tried to help bring it out there, you know what I mean?
Right.
But can
So,
only do so much, bro. They ain't gonna listen to you blow up.
no, exactly. That's just how it is. It's a grind. So, with that being
Yeah.
said, tell me, like, how do you approach music? Like, tell me, how does Jug Boys Antana put together a song? Do you like to write? Do you like to freestyle? Do you like to punch in? Like, how does it go? Like, how does it work?
Usually, I'll just like I don't even use it, bro. I won't even damn near listen. Like I'll listen to a beat. I'll say 50% of the time I'll listen to a beat before I get on it. The other 50%, bro, I'll just like hear the beat and immediately just start punching in, freestyling on it.
Right.
But I haven't wrote any lyrics since 2020. So I've been everything from 2020 to now has been completely freestyle.
You haven't wrote, so just to make sure, sorry, because you cut out a little bit. And also just to let you know, there are times where you're cutting out, but I think we'll have it pieced together enough. It will be okay. But just to clarify, you said that you haven't wrote anything since 2020.
Yeah, it's been since 2020 since I've actually wrote a song.
Bro, that's how I know you're a little Wayne head, bro. Like, that's how I know you fuck with Wayne.
I seen his videos of how he recorded, bro, and I copied that shit. Like,
Yeah,
and it was so much more beneficial because, like, I always wrote, and it just, I would get these blocks, bro,
yeah,
and I've never blocked since I quit writing. Sometimes I'll get a little, like, the bars will get a little weak or something, but, like,
yeah.
sometimes if you're getting burnt out like that, like, my process is, like, bro, I'll just take a couple weeks off, come back, and it'll be fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's facts. That's facts. Because if you watch a lot of artists, like especially the big one, Migos, Drake. Well, I think Drake writes, but Future and all of them, like they really don't write. Like they genuinely just punch in, and that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just how it is. So that's crazy that you say that. That's how I know you fuck with Wayne because Wayne was like saying the same shit. He's like, I don't write. You know what I mean? I just hop in, and that's just how it is. And
Yeah, I tired of it, bro.
yeah, and so that's you putting together a track. Tell me about a studio session. Like, what's your idea? What is Jug Boy Santana's perfect studio session? Is it like by yourself in your room? You're engineering
Yeah,
yourself, or you going to a
doesn't
different place, or what?
it doesn't really matter, bro, where I'm at or who I'm with. Honestly, like there are times where I do prefer to be by myself, if I really want to lock in on the song. But like, it's usually, bro, it's just on the fly, like out of nowhere, just whatever, bro. My whole thing is when I make a song, like I want the vibe to be really like raw, bro. Like I want that vibe to be raw. That way later on, because I make my music for me too, bro. So when
Mm-hmm.
I hear my later on, like I know I conveyed whatever vibe was going on properly. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I like to. I don't even really plan out my recording or nothing, bro. It's just like right on the fly in the moment, bro. Like if I got an
Yeah.
idea, feeling it, I'll get on it right there. It don't matter where I'm at, who I'm with,
Okay.
and make a song and like, bro, I'll make a song and like I'll have the whole song finished in like 30 minutes, bro.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. So, and that's perfect. I feel like you tell that to a manager, they'd fall in love with you. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter who you with or how many people are there. Because there's a lot of rappers that are like, oh, I gotta have chips, I gotta have candy, I gotta have a dark lit room, I gotta have swishers, I gotta have like Dutches, I gotta have all this shit. You're just like, no, just give me a microphone. Do you engineer
Only
your
thing
own shit too, or no? Oh,
you
sorry, what
said
were you
what?
gonna say?
What would you say? I'll answer your question first.
Oh, sorry. I was just asking. Do you also engineer your shit too? Like when you record, do you just engineer your own shit?
Yeah, I usually engineer it as I'm recording, like at the same time, bro. Like as I'm punching in each bar, I'll usually like cut them. I have my presets, so I'll just
Mm.
like, bro, just as I go. Like I've been doing this shit for so long now that it's just like you got if you really are like a hard worker and you got a good work ethic, then you'll try to find the most convenient way to do this shit, bro. And me, I like to do it like that. I don't like to pile up my songs and like have to mix them all later on. Sometimes I do though.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do.
No, no, that's facts. That's facts. No, but also let me know what you're going to say before I cut you off.
um, the only requirement really for me to get in the stew usually is some substance has to be in the room, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sober. I'm like sober, like I'm Cali sober. I'll call it, you know.
Yeah, Cali Silver. Yeah.
But like, I either gotta have some Zaza or some liquor, bro. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
No, that makes
Sometimes
sense. Yeah.
mushrooms and record too or something.
Yeah. That's what people don't understand. It's like when you listen to music, what you're getting is the raw deal, and the best way that artists can give you that is when they're being honest with themselves, and that usually helps when you have something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and for me, like that's what made me want to make my own music was just being faded and listening to other
Yeah.
people's music. I'm like, damn, I could create my own vibes with this shit. Like, and then it's different. Like for me, bro, for me, like music is like a drug, bro. So like
Mm-hmm.
obsessed with like all the little sounds like in the songs, like in the mixing and the beats and like all that, bro. So whatever I can do to make the song sound like basically audio crack to me,
Yeah.
then that's what I like to call it. Like audio drugs,
Yeah.
just have to be addicting.
Yes,
So
sir. Thank you. Bro, I feel like we're on the same wavelength because I tell people that shit all the time. It's like when you listen to music, you just want something that just if you think it feels good and it makes you feel good, most chances are it makes good music, you know what I mean? Um
yeah, yeah.
so it's crazy that you say that. But my next question was what are the top 5 things a rapper needs? But I feel like you kind of answered that because you're like I don't really need anything. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of repackage it for you. That way you have to think about it. Before you said you didn't really need that much when it came to the studio. But as a rapper, as someone who's been in the game for as long as you've been, what are some things you think an upcoming rapper needs to know? Somebody who wants to start out, like managers or access to a studio or, like a DOS like DPS or Ableton or whatever. Like, what are the top 5 things that when looking back on helped you get to where you're at as a rapper?
Basically, you saying like just like some tips.
Yeah, just in general. For anybody that wants to get the idea of becoming a rapper.
Bro, you gotta be like, there's two different mindsets you could have when you coming into music, and you could either do it for a hobby for fun, and so that's what some people do, and some people, I mean, a lot of artists, obviously it starts out as a hobby and it becomes something, but like you gotta have like love for this shit, number one, and number two, you got if you want to make it and you want to make it in this shit, like you gotta be willing to go outside your comfort zone, take risks, like talk to people that you ain't comfortable with talking with. Find your niche and your groove, and talking to people, and let them get to know you as a businessman and as a person, and
Mm-hmm.
not just as some artist that's thirsty for some clout or something. Bring some shit to the table,
Yo, that's
and really
crazy.
do, like, a lot of folks don't understand.
They don't understand that, bro. That's crazy. I say that to people all the time, bro.
And this shit costs a lot of money. Like I've spent, it's not a lot, but I've spent like maybe like upwards like past 50K on my shit, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all out of my own pocket. So like some of it, like maybe like 5 grand of it from a label, but like
Mm-hmm.
I've really, you gotta really nowadays. the the whole thing of being a musician is becoming so overly saturated in a way because we have like internet and TikTok and SoundCloud, and I feel like you have to be willing to spend a little bit of money to have people promote your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
to get your name out there so you can stick out a little more from the rest of the artists. And that's why I've spent so much money on my stuff, is just mainly like promotion, like Instagram ads, or getting a DJ to share your shit, or like a big artist to share it, or
Mm-hmm.
just like some playlist placements, just anything you can do. Because not only is like that key to sticking out, but a lot of things are algorithm based nowadays. And if you can get to a certain algorithm and you start doing good in that algorithm, it's a lot easier to go up.
Right.
So figure out your niche, spend some fucking money on that shit, network with people. And my one of my biggest things also is try to learn some skills outside of rapping. Like
Mm-hmm.
my recent videos that, a lot of them haven't come out yet, but like I've been learning how to edit my own videos. I've always been into filming. I've taken some filming classes and shit, so I have like some actual knowledge. But
Mm-hmm.
like try to learn that shit. Try to learn how to, distribute your own shit and like creatively promote it. Like I come up with like video promotions, like just like, oh, like out now, for my tape or something. Like just go outside the box, try to learn more shit than just rapping and taking pictures and posting reels. Like you
Right.
gotta gain some skills, and it'll also help you save a lot of money. Like I don't gotta pay nobody to edit my video because I know how to. So it's
Right.
like
Yeah, exactly.
sense, bro. I got my own little camera crew and I
Mm-hmm.
got my own editing skills, and I don't need to pay thousands of dollars for a video. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that really helps me out. But that's the main keys, bro, for this shit that has helped me succeed and got where I'm at right now. It's just really just staying down with all that shit, because sometimes it's not gonna work. You're gonna spend money, it's not gonna work. Sometimes you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna drop a video, it's not gonna get big.
Right.
But you just gotta be willing to keep going if you want it bad enough.
Right. No, that's facts. That's facts. The
Hopefully
crazy.
I didn't much there.
Oh, no, no, no. That was perfect. That was perfect. Like everything that you said was absolute truth. Like you said, like the way that you presented it was perfect. Right. The idea is being a rapper is fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's fucking expensive. So it's like, not only do you have to take the time to network and find a videographer or find an engineer or find a photographer or whatever, but you also got to pay them. And then, moreover, if you can just do it yourself, right? Not only are you saving yourself money, but you also most likely are going to be able to have a higher output because you're just doing it on your own rather than having to pay and wait for somebody
Like
else to do it.
these labels will give you money for these things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you will owe them back that money with interest and shit. And one of my great techniques is not using that fucking money and learning it. Like I said, learning it on my own.
Yeah.
And it's time to pay the label back. You can give them back the money they fucking gave you because you already used your own money to promote it, and you get, that's how you just move up the ranks and this shit. Because like when these labels sign you and you're small, like I am, even like they're gonna try to do you bad a little bit, and
Yeah.
you just got how to finesse that shit. And one way to do it is like a lot of those things I just said.
Right. Would you say it's easier because like a lot of people say that because of the internet, because of SoundCloud, because of Spotify or whatever, we don't need labels anymore. But as an artist, do you think that's true, or do you think labels still have a place in the music world?
Um, it's 50-50 for me, because like I feel like with the oversaturation of artists is definitely key to having some machine behind you to push your stuff so you can stick out a little better. Like I say, it gets expensive. Not
Mm-hmm.
everybody to do it, and sometimes you need a label to do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a good artist, then like yeah, but like on the other hand, like you said, like with the streaming shit, like if you're already blowing up without the label, you may as well just keep it all and learn how to deal with like all the money and everything on your own, because like that's just really like with these labels, a lot of people think they're gonna become millionaires or whatever off of it.
Yeah.
Uh, you're only gonna get a small percentage of the actual profits that are being generated. Usually, it's within like 10 to 20%.
Right.
So you're not getting a lot of money off this stuff, bro. It's all about how you hustle that and hustle those opportunities, you know.
Right. And that.
But if you're an independent artist blowing up, it's definitely like me right now. I wouldn't say I've blown up at all, but like I feel like if I get on the verge of it, I might just stay stay independent for a little bit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Do you also see that with other artists that you've worked with or spoken to? Is that usually kind of like the consensus around all of that? Like, do they all kind of see it the same way?
Like how I view that stuff.
Yeah, like that 50-50. Like, if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it is something that you still have to take in consideration, that it is a
I feel like,
loan that you have to pay back.
like a lot of artists I know see it that way too. Yeah, because like I've talked to artists like about me signing shit and stuff before, and a lot of the ones I talk about, they're like, "Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna blow up and you're gonna regret that shit because you're gonna be owing them money and shit." And I'm like, "You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
That's true." And I've only signed one so far, but it was like a really small. It was a really small deal,
Hmm.
and it was like from my old songs and shit. But like I felt like it was a good opportunity to do it, just to get my foot in the door and kind of like see how that shit works. And it's a learning experience. Like, I'm not gonna say that my deal was good or bad, but like uh I don't advise signing one when you're as small as I am, unless
Hmm.
it's like 100%, it's beneficial.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like I said earlier, they'll try to finesse these small artists. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And, bro, it's sad. I'm not gonna say that's what happened to me, because I don't fully my deal hasn't fully panned out yet.
Hmm.
But definitely just be careful. And the only reason I signed mine was because it was with a big company. It was Sony.
Right.
So like if it was like some random company, I probably wouldn't have done it. But Sony's a pretty big company, bro. So I'm like, I kind
Yeah,
of
they're
want
up
my
there.
my name in a filing cabinet in that building somewhere.
Yeah, no, that's facts. That's facts. But that's like with anything, though. You know what I mean? Like, anytime you put your name on a dotted line, you always gotta take in consideration how it could go either way or whatever. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I just.
I wouldn't have signed one that was gonna hurt me. And I'm not gonna say mine hurt me, but I
Mhm.
haven't seen it affect my career in any way yet outside of what I was already doing before.
Right.
But get a good advance from it. So like, and it's cool because I got like a special kind of advance and shit. So, but like, definitely, I wouldn't like if I had another label hit me up right now, unless it was for like a super large amount, I probably wouldn't sign
Right.
to
Do you
it would have to be over six figures. I'll say that.
when you look at like somebody like a Cardi or even like a 1900 Rugrat, when you look at like artists or like a Yeet or something like that, BLP Kosher, excuse me, obviously they're working with a label. Do you think they were probably thinking the same thing too when they signed on the dotted line, or do you think they were just like, I'm just gonna go full steam ahead, or it's like unique to each and every person?
I feel like it is it's like a little bit of both of what you said. Like it's unique, but like at the same time, like so specifically, bro, BLP Kosher, I seen him when he had less followers than me, bro.
Oh
And
wow.
then like a few weeks of me finding him, and I know it sounds like like people how always people trying to be like, oh, I was there. but I
Yeah.
was, bro.
Yeah.
Work with, bro. And I tried to hit him up to work and everything. He had never hit me back. We had like the same amount of followers. He had like less than me or something. But I seen him start campaigning really hard with like the Instagram ads and the blog pages. And within like a month, bro, blew up. And
Wow.
I'm like, back thinking, I'm like, how is he getting it? But I'm not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And sometimes, bro, it's like it all depends on the deal you sign. And I feel like if you see an artist like me independently doing better than an artist like him, then you know, like I know the business better than he does from a label standpoint. So from their viewpoint, they're not gonna be able to fuck me over as easily as him.
Right.
And I'm
Right.
not back about his deal, but that's just how it is, bro, in the industry. And like BLP Kosher doing his thing, but even since he signed that deal, like in the last year or two, like his buzz kind of went down a little. It
Mm-hmm.
fizzled out a little, you know, compared to what it was when it first blew up. That always happens, but like a lot of people don't know that, you know, these labels, they get you on them campaigns like that, and when that money don't come back, they stop funding you as much,
Right.
and that's why artists go up real quick and then fizzle out real quick,
Right.
and that's because they don't build up a real fan base for themselves or get to do any of those things that I told, you know, I was talking about earlier. They never went through those steps and processes, so they're
Right.
getting fucked on. They want to go up quick, you know, and that's cool and all. And I kind of sometimes I'm like, shit, I might have been better off signing a deal like that, but at the end of the day, bro, being independent is the way to go. I feel like right now, just with
Yeah.
so many different options of distribution right now. Like you can do it all from home. You
Right.
could go ads manager and you could pay these blog pages. If you're generating the money off your music already, then there's no sense of getting money from the label. You may as well learn how to budget your own money. Because
Right.
that's what I'm now with my stuff. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
still put my pocket for it, but I use what I can, what I earn off of it, what I can to promote too.
Yeah. And that's word right there because what you've explained is essentially just the business side of it that I don't think a lot of people want to really take in consideration when I do my lives, when I make videos. I always try to explain to people, hey, like I was even explaining this today. I was like, hey, you guys really have to understand this legitimately is a business, right? There's a reason why it's called the music business. People love the idea of the music part, right? They love the idea of making music and explaining and exploring themselves, but they also have to realize, no, it quite literally is a business. Uh, do you think the sooner people are able to realize that, the better they're off if they want to have a career in it? Or do you think, hey, if you just want to focus on the music, you could still be fine? Is that possible?
It, so it's like I see what you're saying, but like if you I was telling my boy the other day because he's like he told me like he's like, oh, you so fire with the music, bro, like why don't you drop more? I'm like, man, making music and like you was just saying, like making music and dropping music is two different things. It's two completely separate things. And I do feel like it is very important to make the music you want to make and express your creativity because I feel like there's definitely a lack of that right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's some artists that's just within the same kind of subgenres and sounds right now, and I feel like it's definitely like 25% of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be honest, but the main key thing is marketing and the way that you promote your stuff. And like I feel like if you're just focused on like making good music, you know, anyone can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can find their pocket and find a style of music that they're good at making and
Mm-hmm.
do it, you know. if you're really motivated to do it and you enjoy music, then you can do it. But
Right.
like, not everybody has the funding and the knowledge to pull off the marketing correctly. You know
Right.
what I mean?
They're two different
And
things.
sometimes, bro, it's for things that people can't even help. Like you could be ugly or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it sucks, bro. It's a cold world.
Yeah.
Like I feel like one of the reasons like I haven't taken up a lot of traction is because like you brought it up in the TikTok too. Like a lot of my old pictures, like it's just so much like guns and like crazy shit, and like I feel like that definitely put a certain like view on me that I feel like a lot of people didn't really fuck with. Like, you know what I mean? I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's just certain ways that you present yourself can draw people away, even if you're talented, you're
Right.
not ugly, you got
Right.
swag, whatever. You gotta be, you gotta know like your limits with certain things, and like just kind of like make it about the art and like what you're doing more than trying to fit in with trends sometimes, bro.
Right.
Because that's gonna help you really stick out too, you know.
Yeah.
And
That.
I it's posting up with all the guns, bro, but I like putting on a nice outfit now and just like expressing myself that way than using props or shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that makes sense because when I was, it's funny that you say that because when I was making that video, it was hard for me to find pictures of you that I like that wouldn't get the video taken down from TikTok. You know what I mean? And so, like, if so it kind of limits the way that I can explore and explaining you, simply for the fact that, like, hey, like 99% of your pictures, TikTok will just strike it down. But that's not even just like a person thing. That's just like a company algorithm thing, and that's just how it
Yeah,
is. But
that's
it goes with your point, though.
yeah, people, yeah, definitely, and that's why, like, bro, my Instagram page right now has like 5 pictures of me on it. You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like wearing all the clothes I wear is designed by my manager and shit. So usually, if I'm just taking pictures of clothes, I'm basically just modeling, bro, clothes. But
Yeah.
like, that's like the new thing I'm doing because yeah, Instagram done try to take down all those pictures and shit.
Yeah.
I get my account taken down, and like what you said, man, like you can't put my stuff out there like that because of that. And
Yeah.
I've definitely, my manager told me that a while back too. He's like, bro, like you can't, the pages don't allow that shit now. So it's going to be harder to promote you. And I was
Yeah.
like, he's right. He's right. So I kind of started working on that a little bit too.
Well, I mean, you mentioned Wyland earlier. I mean, look at him. He's like he came up off of Pack Runner Island, but now
Oh my
he's
God.
like, but now he's like, I don't know,
My
like Kurt
nowhere,
Cobain.
he was posting up with missile launchers and shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I think that people who aren't aware of Wyland before he linked up with Mike Dean don't really realize what kind of person he was because they had to do a complete PR overhaul. And it's for the reasons that he exactly said. It's like it's really really hard to promote an artist when they have all that kind of stuff. But that
Uh,
also but that also leads me to when we are talking about being an artist and when we are talking about being a rapper, I want to know when you first came out, how did your family react to it? How did your friends react to it? Like, did people like it? Did people not like it? Because I feel like a lot of people, when they first start making music, they're kind of nervous. How was that like for you? Go ahead and tell me about that.
in general, let's talk about my family first for real, because it's two different things. Like,
Yeah.
growing up, like I remember how I told you, I've been rapping since I was like little, right?
Yeah.
I recorded my first song in like 2013, dude. Like I'm only 23, so like you gotta think I was young as hell back then, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But uh, so my mom, she is very very much against it, bro. Like she did not approve of any of the music I made,
Yeah.
and definitely. You know, like if I when I was younger, like before I started recording, like I would write in notebooks and shit,
Uh huh.
and like she if she found them, I would be in a world of trouble and them crash. So I I never really get to like pursue it too much when I was younger, and that's another reason it kind of took me so long to really get into it, like and find my pocket with it. Like I told you, you know, but like my family currently, like to this day, they don't really know about it. Like I don't. My brother knows about it because my brother's like the only person I really tell about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But because my brother, you know, he's always encouraged me to do it. So,
That's good.
but like my mom, she was like very much against it, and she said, you know, that it would bring me like down a bad path in life and shit. And
Mm-hmm.
let me touch on that. Like she's kind of right. Like it did like it was influential, dog. Like when I was only I started getting like people fucking with my music, you know, maybe pulling in like 10K on a song or something. Like I was only like 18, 17 when I started getting those
That's
kind of music.
crazy, bro. That's crazy.
In
Yeah.
my head, bro, that was like motivational for me to like take it seriously. So I had fans, I had people tuning into me, and I never really get to have that growing up and shit. So it was like it was real motivational. That's a real driving force behind it. And like with my friends, bro, like once that started happening, bro, a lot of my friends, man, like I've had people that I ain't even talked to since middle school reach out to me like, bro, I've heard your music like on TikTok, like, bro,
Yeah.
keep going. And you know, it's caused some people to be a little jealous because I've had some buddies that wanted to rap and they ain't, you know, like they just didn't have it like I did, bro. And so, I hate to say it, but sometimes you know, like people don't have it, man. You gotta have certain factors to this shit to make good music, and if you don't got it, you don't got it.
Yeah.
And people just don't got it, and it takes them longer. And bro, like I was really young, already on my grind with it, and I was dedicated. So my friends, like mostly a positive reaction, but I definitely led myself into some situations being in the rap music, just meeting other rappers and like things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say like we were talking about earlier. One of the worst things I feel like is when I was young like that. I got really hooked on the drugs, bro. Cause like I was just in the studio, but I wasn't working. I was in the studio every day. My boy had a studio at his crib, and like
Yeah.
I would like watch over his crib during the week because he worked out of town. And he let me like use the studio, and like he just let me stay there for free and shit. So like I was going crazy with it, and I got real hooked on them drugs, bro. Just like
Yeah.
getting in that loop of making music all the time and getting high all the time, and like that was probably the worst effect that music had on me. I hate to say it made me do that, but that's the reason, bro.
But you're
Like
being honest though, right? You know what I mean? Like that's how it
crazy
is.
music, you know, it made
Yeah.
me make music, so it got addicting a little bit because of that. But
Yeah.
I got sober. It's been 4 years since I sobered up and shit. So like,
Congrats.
I'm still made, bro. I made more hits sober than I
Yeah.
did. So like, I know I don't need them,
Dude,
you know.
that's weird that you say that because there's a lot of artists that have said that, and it's like all genres too, whether it's like metal or country or rap. They always say
I
like exactly what
needed
you just
them, to,
said.
bro. I think I just needed them to help me get in where I'm at, bro, with it and find my. Because I'm not gonna lie, once you just get in that habit of recording music like that, dude, you'd be so fucked up off the drugs and like you still are capable of recording. So like, I don't know how to explain it to you, bro, but it's like when you're so fucked up, but you're still capable to do something like that, you become a lot better at it.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I sobered up, it took me a few months, but once I kind of thought about that and processed all that and realized like I can just mentally get back in that vibe without the drugs, and it helped me a lot, bro. Like, and I ain't never stopped since, bro. You know what
No,
I
that's
mean?
facts. That's
It
facts. Yeah.
I definitely think, bro, like you know, it's a normal thing, bro, to get on drugs, like when you're making music, but it just, don't be like me, man, getting addicted.
No, it's a completely different frame of mind that I don't think a lot of people really take in consideration. Um, because like because I've seen it myself personally, right? Like because I used to engineer. I used to have my own studio. I used to intern at a studio and shit like that. And it's exactly what you said. Like guys will come in and they got to record, but they also got to get fucked up. And because they're super fucked up, they feel like they can record nonstop. And so it's just record after record after record after record, track after track after track after track. But then you can't do that forever.
No,
And yeah, and so you get burnt out. Yeah.
that too. Yeah, man. It's either you get burnt out or you gotta do more drugs, bro. You
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
cycled it
Yeah.
into, and I had a really bad like seizure and shit, bro. When I tried to like quit,
Mhm.
I quit them, bro. Like for like 2 days, and I ended up going in a seizure and shit. But like that made me never want to get back on them, and
Yeah.
it was, like I said, it was kind of hard getting back into music after that. But like I got back into it, bro, and I never looked back, bro. I never had to take no more drugs to make music or nothing. Like I still drink when I record or like smoke. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's a different ball game compared to the pills than it is to being California sober. I absolutely 1000% know what you're talking about. Um, with that being said, are there other genres that you've ever wanted to experiment with? I mean, obviously you have a history of experimenting, but what about music wise? Are there any genres that you want to experiment with other than rap?
Actually, bro, like so right now, a lot of the music that I got out, that's like just like the regular shit I make, but like behind like I've been working on other sounds of music. There's two other styles of music I make, right? So one of them is more like a young thug, like auto tune kind of like rap. Like
Right.
I've been working on a sound like I want that like Atlanta trap sound, but I want to like implement like the crazy auto tune and shit. So
Yeah.
if I showed you that shit, you would probably freak out because I think it's almost better than the stuff I've been making. But
Oh, yeah, yeah, let's go. That's fire.
soon I'm gonna start dropping it after the tape just to see if the fans like it.
Yeah.
Genre wise, outside of rap, bro, this is gonna sound crazy, but I mean I've been making like more like alternative, like post punk, like emo rock a little bit.
Okay, bet.
I got like a little bit, like maybe like 10 songs or something, that I've made, but like
Right.
I I'm decent with it, bro. But I ain't ready to drop none of that yet. I want to get better with it. Whoa, my bad. I want
No,
to get
you're good.
better with that.
Yeah.
I also don't have like the production experience with like mixing it and all that, but I definitely, if I show you that stuff too, like you can tell I got it down. I just
Right.
got to really get it like how I got my other music sounding. But
Yeah.
it's definitely an experiment with other things. Like I like the regular old jug stuff, but sometimes it gets, I get in my little blocks or I get bored of it and I want to try something new.
Yeah.
And
That's just a
that's
creative
really,
process.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I could say I've made like some like hyper pop kind of shit too.
Right. Now, I fuck with it. To be honest with you, anything that you make, I'll listen to it for sure. The people that I've already showed your music to, they already fuck with it for sure. Um, and since we're coming up on time, there's one last real question that I want to ask you before we go over time.
All
Um,
right.
God forbid, but if your career ended today, would you be satisfied with what you've done so far? Would you be satisfied with your career if it had ended today?
100%, bro, because I ain't never even expect to get where I was at with it. So for sure, man.
Yeah.
I
That's,
can't. There's definitely a good handful of people that. I mean, I don't know how many people, but I know my music gets views. So I'm like, I look at it as like my music stuck with a few people, and that's all I ever really wanted was like And I have some songs that are more meaningful than others where I like, I try to like teach people shit or like just relate to my fans or like just relate to real life shit outside of like songs like really jugging and shit. Obviously
Yeah.
those are like more songs. But I always wanted to like definitely leave a message, bro, and like just be a kind of a relatable kind of artist, bro. Cause I know my music sometimes is a little unrelatable and crazy, but like
Mm-hmm.
I try to balance it out with that, bro. And then I could say that I feel like I've done that at least with I can say for sure at least like 10 people I know that listen to my shit all day every day. So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's good enough for me, man. Like, you know what I mean?
I know. I love to hear that. And hey, I mean, the fact of the matter is like it's absolutely insane, like how far you've come. Because I mean, this is literally what I do for. I don't have a 9 to 5 job. My job is to look for artists and to go through the discography and talk about artists. I mean, that's quite literally how I make a living. And your journey's been impressive. I mean, when I look at your Spotify, when I look at your SoundCloud, I can see not only just by the quality of music, but even more importantly, like the listens. Uh, you could see your following grow. And earlier you mentioned how you took a break for a year, and that was one of the questions that I have. But you already answered it, so I didn't ask it. But it just shows like how in tuned and fine tuned, moreover, you are with your career and with what you have going on. Because I can see it for myself. I'm like, it's
I
absolutely insane.
One thing about me is I'm like a super perfectionist with my shit and like I've had to do it, man. Like if I
Yeah,
had to do tape once or twice to make it a little better, I have, bro. And
yeah,
that's it's quality over quantity with me. I've dropped a lot of music and I'm in a phase right now where I want to drop more quality music than just dropping something every fucking week.
right,
So I mean I still drop a lot of music frequently, but
right,
I'm going through this stage right now where I'm about to like just I'm dropping my tape and like I told you I'm going into this like kind of a newer sound. So like I'm trying to like just right now the goal is like I built up my fan base, so I just want to explode it, you know.
no, absolutely. And then any closing
There's
statements? Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. You cut off. What were you saying? You cut off a little bit.
no, I stopped talking, but I think though that like my bad, bro. My ass is slow as hell sometimes when I talk. Like I just be thinking about what I'm gonna say, you know.
Oh
But
no, no, you're good. It was just a connection. The connection, it was just a little laggy, so I didn't know. My bad. But no, go ahead and continue with what you were
I feel
saying.
like if I built up the following I have, like it's totally possible to get a bigger following because I would say once you get a certain amount of streams on your songs or like a certain amount of like people following you, it's like, bro, there's only so many different kinds of like things people could be interested in, and like only you know what I mean. And if you fit into a certain category, like my viewpoint is like if I get 100,000 views, I could get a 100 million, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that I feel like that makes sense. You know what I mean? You can't put a ceiling on none of this stuff either. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like you gotta just have an imagination with it, man. You know, like that's
Yeah.
what's really
Why limit
what's like
yourself? Why limit yourself?
yeah. With my numbers and everything, like how you say you've seen them grow, like I've finally tuned my promotion to
Yeah.
do the best it can with the budgets that I have, bro, over years of trial and error. And I know how to reach my audience. And I know, bro, right now, dude, it's just a matter of money because I can reach my audience easily. It's just about having the amount of money I need to promote it. You know what I mean? To get
I,
it to be huge.
yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. And I love that answer. I love the fact that when I ask you something like that, you don't even hesitate. You're like, no, this was exactly, if not more than what I was expecting. And all, like, it can only go up from here. And I think
Exactly.
for the reason why I ask questions like that is because I know a lot of people that tune in to my content they themselves are artists or they want to be artists. And so seeing somebody like you and seeing what you've gone through, how you got here, I think gives them a better perspective of how to navigate those waters. And moreover, I want to appreciate you not only for taking the time to sit down and talk with me. Um, this isn't something that you had to do. This is something that you're kind enough to do. So I want to thank you for that.
Sure, man.
Secondly, absolutely. And then secondly, it is absolutely fucking insane how many things you said in this interview that I 1000% said either earlier today or within like the past week. Like my point being is like we're on the same wavelength and it's fucking insane. Like I'm actually mind blown. I'm not trying to glaze. I'm just being honest. I'm like, holy
I
shit. Like
feel like
he's on top of it.
I feel like a lot of artists don't look at everything like that, or at
Mm-hmm.
least they don't open up about it. And I'm here to do that shit, bro.
Oh,
I'm the
absolutely.
one.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And then also really quick before we go, I just also want everybody to know Dark Jug Kings. That's your latest project that you just had come out. I was listening to
Yeah,
that, right? And that shit was fire. I was fucking with that hard.
like, oh yeah, my boy Tate, he's the one that like came up with the idea, but like me and him just started working and stuff, and we made that tape together and everything, and he kind of wanted to bring back that like darker like sound that I used to make and shit. So like I think yeah, bro, I think that's a great project,
That
bro.
was
I
a
think
great
people
project. I love that.
check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can find that over on Spotify, and that's also on SoundCloud too, I believe, because I checked on SoundCloud. I think that's on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, it's on Tate SoundCloud.
Perfect, perfect. And then, of course, I'll also make sure that I'll drop a handle for you as well. But again, I want to thank you for doing this. This has been absolutely fantastic. Make sure you keep grinding. You're one, dude. You're a fucking amazing artist. I'm not even just saying that. I genuinely mean that. Much love.
Thank
Um,
you, bro.
this is Hunting Humans. I'm Sunny Baby Jug Boy Zantana. Stay tuned, and we're out.